Hi, evening. It's gonna be a minute while I wait for others to join. How are you this evening? AJ for life, you was ready. You was ready. Like the live came on and you was there. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. He said good, chilling right now. Okay. I'm gonna put my earphones in. So it's definitely going to be, just a little while before those other girls, the girlies come on. AJ, you should join us tonight. So we can get a male's perspective. I'm itching for a guy to come on. Actually, a guy came on last week. I don't know if you watched last week's, which was like, we like skimmed the surface, but we're actually going to be doing a part 2. Okay, stop. Okay. Hopefully my dog doesn't. Be quiet. Get down and stop. Sit down. Hey, Kate, sit down. No, go sit down.
No,
Girl.
girl. Hi, girl. Let me come back. I feel like I'm so close to the screen.
I'm always very close, but
Yeah.
my dog is tripping tonight.
I heard it's a girl, right?
No, it's a
Boy.
boy. Kate, sit down. The thing is he's very
Very much a male. Pretty much.
he's also very sit down, go sit down. He's very clingy to us.
Okay.
So he doesn't like to be in the like a room by himself.
Right. He likes to be in the loop.
He likes to be in the loop.
Oh, yeah.
So yes, very much so. And he doesn't come in my bedroom, but for the first time this week, he just stood outside my door, scratching at the door, like, let me in.
They notice changes, you know. They notice shifts. Very intelligent. Pets are
Very,
not for
yes,
yes.
definitely. So how you been?
I'm good, girl. How you?
That's good. You look real pretty.
Thank you, girl. I try, girl. I got a bath today.
It's Thursday. Yeah, it's birthday.
Yeah. Yes. Put some edges on the little edges. Some got left. I'm like, let me
Girl, I know, right?
listen, you got your food set, girl.
It
You
took
got
me a long time to
half a
call
set.
them. It took me a long time to call them edges because I'm like, these are
I
baby
know, right?
hairs.
They're not edges. It's just a hairline.
This
It's
is
these
baby.
children, girl. It's these AIs.
It
That's why
took,
we're getting used to it.
yeah,
Getting used to
again, gotta know the lingo and
it. I
everything
know.
else, right?
And we have teens, so it is what it is.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. How's
Good night,
everyone
everybody.
doing?
Happy Thursday.
Yeah, we're so glad that you guys are joining us. Is any, I don't know who's on right now. My dog ran out. He's sick. not settled tonight.
It comes.
He's still not settled.
Yeah, girl.
He's been real good for the past 5 weeks, though, because like y'all didn't even know he was next to me.
For sure, for
But
sure.
but tonight he is definitely
On the real.
he's showing his ass. So I don't know if you should wait for Kaylin, because tonight,
And Danny? What Danny's coming on?
well, she is coming on, Danielle's coming on, but she's so in California it's what, 5 o'clock there? And I believe that's what time like everybody's walking in the house, and so she's just like
So she has to get settled. Okay.
she's just like, let me settle them real quick and then I'll jump on. So she's just like, it would always be like around 9:10, 9:15 that I'll like jump on or whatever. So I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, for real.
That's cool. Yeah, last week was pretty good. I really liked how it's been a lot of feedback. Did you see the feedback I sent you? I thought
informative. Like they did their research, they know their stuff.
Definitely know their stuff. It's definitely a community. It's not something that I'm not used to because of people inboxing me and things like that or whatever. And that's why I remember, I don't even know if you remember me saying I follow Black Poly pages just to ensure that I have the right lingo going, and because they get so offended. Well, not offended, but they just want you to use the right lingo.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so I'm always just like, listen, I only know surface stuff, and it's a lot to unpack.
Because see,
it's a lot to unpack.
The table, then you wouldn't know what you know.
Yeah.
And it's free wisdom. It's free wisdom, free knowledge. Yeah. Someone enlightens you as to what they know about it, and we know.
So she definitely feels like we should have a part 2 to that ethical non-monogamy.
Yeah, and it's a big topic.
It is.
It's a lot to unpack.
It is, and we like I said, we just touched the surface, and it's about diving deep, and that's what these conversations are about. Right. Good evening. We're actually waiting for Kaylin, but we can always start without her. But this is her topic.
Right, I was going to say too.
This is her topic.
Yes, but I know if you want to start early, I know she'll kick in.
Yeah, absolutely.
At some point,
absolutely. Yeah. So she wanted to talk about sex confidence
in the bedroom,
within the bedroom, and I think we've all experienced some sort of insecurity or discomfort, or and at different stages of our life too, right? Because the fears I had as a young woman, I definitely don't.
Yeah, it's so raw and uncomfortable,
Yeah.
And you get with time, if you've been with, you get more comfortable with time. Being with someone in a, relationship, you will get more comfortable with time. But then there are a lot of people who may take years and never get to that level of comfort, and that's probably the people that we're referring to.
I think
fall under that umbrella.
So definitely comfort, because I still think you can still have those anxieties or those fears even within a long-term relationship.
Absolutely.
Especially because
that's why that people with somebody for years, they still may not have that level of comfort and expressing themselves.
And expressing themselves. Mm-hmm. Look at this one. Look.
Howdy.
It's 5 o'clock.
Hi, girl.
5 o'clock.
I live in the West, right? I live in the West.
Look at that horse. Look at that horse. Look at that horse.
Me and Manny. This is Manny. This is Danny. We just showed up today. We just came to play. That's how we do. I can't be alone at this. I'm in my little studio. I know you guys know I do design tennis wear and pickleball wear and golf dresses and stuff, sports. So Many sometimes will show up to our, our
Okay,
invites.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Listen, seize the opportunity, seize the moment.
You
Okay,
got to
go
do
right
what you
ahead.
got to do. Listen, you got to be that QVC. I
I
know
know,
we all know what
Yes,
QVC is. So.
yes, you do.
Vanna
I know
White
you're
me. Got
gonna go.
the nails on and everything just to Vanna White me. But anyway,
Okay.
let's get back to it because I had to do that entrance, right? I had to do way too much to show up. Sorry, ladies. Hi, beautiful people.
I love it. Hi, beautiful. What's
Look,
up?
he joined. We got some
I just,
VIPs
yeah, I
in
asked
the
about 20 minutes ago. You came in a little earlier.
I know
But
that next one,
next
one,
one.
me.
Next one on me.
Okay, I see it.
I know. We
Love
see
it.
you.
We see you, boo.
We
Sorry,
see you,
ladies. So what are we
boo.
talking about? Good day.
Hi, love. How are you? So, we we were talking about sexual confidence, and this was a subject that he's laughing. This was a subject that Kaylin had brought up to us on Sunday, and talking about like the fears of. I can't even remember what she said for the most part. Evika, can you remember what it said?
no, I have
I
to go back.
Being
I literally
confident with your partner, like
Yeah, and
basically,
express
um,
what your desires are. You
yeah.
know, being confident enough to ask and, request what you are interested in receiving and what you desire. And just having that level of comfort where you can maximize your sex life, because why wouldn't you want to, right? But a lot of people are so insecure that it very much is a roadblock for them. And some people never reach that peak where, they have that unlimited, no holds barred level of comfort. And I just think it's a human experience. It,
And then some people take you to that level of
it
comfort.
is.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like you don't just wake up and be a stallion. Don't get it twisted, everyone. You don't
But
just
chemistry
wake
is
up and be
a lot.
you know
Hmm.
sometimes you gotta just ride it out till you
Hmm.
figure it out. You know what I mean? And that person takes you there. But yeah, I think for me, my level of confidence definitely came at a time. Okay, so when I was younger, I thought
a time
with my
at
virginity,
band camp.
that one time at band camp,
This one time at band camp.
I thought my virginity was supposed to be like wow, like oh my god, you're supposed to rock my world. I should be up on this wall. You take my life away. Keep in mind, everyone, I grew up on Rare Shoe Diaries, so I definitely didn't know what I was talking
We got
about or
played.
thinking.
We came up on Disney. We got played. There was a prince at the end of every. That's why I didn't read my daughters because of bullshit they service. The end of every happily ever after, there's a man involved, a prince. So that was total brainwash. Colossal.
Yeah, so I definitely got it wrong.
I didn't even think of that,
I didn't
Envika.
I don't
either. I
I
was
did
I
not
was definitely just thinking on the
understand
sex
for that
level,
reason.
and you're definitely thinking on the romance, and I appreciate that. And you're
Well,
absolutely
Absolutely.
right.
I don't think it's the romance. I think it could just be a bit of a fantasy, like or what
A fantasy.
just what because what you thought wasn't reality. So isn't that kind of like a fantasy? It doesn't have to be romance.
I
You know what I mean?
I mean, I
Because
guess.
I
I
didn't think
mean,
of
they
romance. I thought of fantasy.
I guess they Rescue
Or,
Diaries. We're going to talk about that.
right,
They definitely
right.
romanticized the experience. And I definitely thought I was going to get thrown around, and I
Right.
definitely thought it was going to last a very long time. Peace out to you guys. You know who you are. No offense,
How
but
long
it was our
it
first time.
lasted?
Yeah, I was, we were semi young or
How long it
whatever,
lasted?
but
How
huh?
long it lasted?
Oh, this sweet young man. He definitely was not. We're looking at maybe two pumps, little wiggle, But okay. But in
This
all
your first
fairness,
time?
it was my first time. Now I'm thinking that he earns that. It's not me to earn. But let me say this: if we put things into perspective, he was a young 20-year-old. What do you know at a young 20-year-old? Like let's really think about it. You get what I'm saying? So I'm thinking I'm getting some type of, rock my
Movie?
world. But
Right.
he's only 20. When we look at it. So he shouldn't have known what I thought he should have known. You get what I'm saying? But if he was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
40 something, we're gonna have a conversation
Mm-hmm.
about something. But he was 20, so he gets a pass,
Mm.
right?
Right.
Should people get passes
Absolutely.
sexually?
Absolutely.
But Dante, you're
That's
thinking about this. You don't think people should get a pass? I think people should get a pass. I am very polite.
It's not that I don't think that they should get it. I just think that it just sometimes I don't know. It's obviously it can go both ways. It's either going to be a lasting memory or it's going to be really unforgettable.
Right. There's a middle part too, people. Don't worry about her.
Huh?
For all my middleman, there's a middle part and you got time too. Don't let her stress you.
You said it.
Go
You
ahead.
said
Yeah.
an everlasting, a forever memory.
It's either something that you just don't forget, right?
Right.
Because it was just so bad, which ends up being a memory you don't want,
Right.
or it ends up being like
An unpleasant
like
memory. Right.
and
Okay.
or well, not even just or it ends up being like really unforgettable, which is sad too. And so it's not that you don't get a pass. It's just like this is not where you want to be. Where I got to give you a pass because it's like you really don't end up with a pass because you're gonna. I don't know. It's. I mean, like you give them a pass for giving you such a bad experience, and it's just like, yeah, it's okay, but is it really?
Okay, so why do men have to own the experience? Because I would say this, like, I'm not a starfish. Like, I'm just gonna let it be known. I literally am very active. I partake, I take, and I
I
feel
don't
as
believe
though
you. I don't believe you. I know you be
Jesus, Mary Joseph Jean.
starfishing. I know you're starfishing.
Let me
My
let you
mother,
know. Let me let you know today. We do
let us
not
know.
play with that starfish shit. You understand?
You don't.
And no, I believe I find engaging very energetic. I
You
have a
know.
I have a lot of fire, right? I have a
You know
lot to
what? Yes.
give. I have a lot to show. And I have a lot to dominate and be dominated. Like this isn't what's a starfish? Do I look like SpongeBob? We ain't doing this. No. So why do men have to own the
The bad
experience? I
experience.
feel
Well,
like
I'm just saying because you're asking me, do I give them a pass? And I just can't. I mean, like I mean, okay, I can give you a pass if we're like together. I just feel like the first time, like this is your opportunity. So like, if we're together, then yeah, bad days are gonna come, and it's okay,
I
kind of, but you're
think the first
still gonna have
time
to make up for it.
definitely gets a okay. Well, let me say how I operate.
Mhm.
Operate under the fashion of I know that we are learning each other in this experience.
Okay, I can agree to
You
that.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're not as tapped in as I need to be. Now, however, before we got in physically, I already got in your head. So we are still connecting, but our physical is going to take an extra time. So of course there's a baseline. Like you gotta get up. That's one. You gotta know the hurley is that's two. I'm gotta be, turned on. That's three. But when we're talking about like hitting it and getting to that rhythm, I
So
think that takes time.
can I inter- so can I ask you this? So like you say, two pumps and a wiggle, and yes, you've been able to tell this story, and I'm sure it's not the first time you've told it. Did he did he did he say, "Yo, I messed up. I wanna prove to you. I wanna make it up to you." Did he do that? Because that's
Communication
when I
at
can give you a
20, no. Communicate, but I did let him try a couple of times. He was only like 22. I'm young. He's a little older than I am. He's only like 22, so I'm not. No, don't get me wrong. If you hear this young man, he's an older man now. He's extremely intelligent. So I'm not saying that he didn't have communication skills. However, at 22, I'm not expecting him to identify verbally. No, you can tell the nonverbals. Like he was like, he felt a little sorry. right? But after the sixth and seventh time, because I am a person of giving what his females after have enjoyed the ride, because it always takes time for us to grow in our, sexual capacity and capabilities. No?
I
Dante's not
did,
down for the passing.
no, I knew I had to. RJ keeps calling me, so my apologies.
Okay.
I didn't even hear your last bit. But yeah, like, I mean, I'm down for giving somebody a pass, I guess, like, if we're in a relationship or whatever. But yeah, like, maybe first time, I don't know, it's just like,
So they
I don't
have to
know.
like, now let me say this, because I
Right
don't want
off
to
the
sound too weak.
rip.
So I don't want
Off the rip.
to sound weak. I have definitely been rocked the first time with the experience, the hands
Yeah.
down. So shout
Yeah.
out to all you few that have done this. Right? Let me calm it down a
1, 2,
bit.
3, 4.
5, 6. But like, shout out to you all. But what I'm saying is you're going to run into situations that may require a little bit of time for you to catch yourself. Like, I got a story, if you want to hear this story.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. So I was
Give us
dating
the
this
short
guy,
version.
the clean version,
The
yes.
short version.
Well, it's going to be as short as it can be. I know how to do this, I think. So, dating this guy, and we were dating for like 9 months, and we didn't engage in sexual activity. But we didn't engage in sexual activity because I sexually intimidated him. So every time we were together, he could not get it up. And I dealt with this for 9 months. And let me say this.
Wait. You dealt with him not getting it up for 9
Mm-hmm.
months?
Mm-hmm. Why?
So,
I hope he's not watching this.
The thing about it is, I knew he could. There was evidence everywhere. But you got to understand, we're having
It happened.
intimate conversations. I
yeah.
knew that I
Real.
intimidated him. So he
So,
couldn't do it.
It's a lot of pressure for the opposite sex. I feel sorry for them often. It
I mean,
really is a lot because there's
he,
so much
let
rice
me
on
tell you
there.
something. So I'm glad. Let me say, short version. I am happy that I allowed him to be himself and catch himself, because it was phenomenal,
mm,
to say the least.
okay.
Everything. And I stayed around for a very long
I
time. It wasn't
mean,
like a hit and run and stuff.
he did have 9 months to prepare.
You know what?
You don't wait 9 months and then not do everything.
But what I'm saying is, I'm showing you
Right,
how
this guy got a whole
sometimes it
blueprint.
just, you
He's on
have to.
Google Pornhub. It's got the like, if you're not doing something by now, like give the guy a vagina. I get
But
it. He had a
you have
whole
to understand, like,
he
it, I
had
mean,
so
of course,
much
I mean,
leeway.
we were dating, right? So
Yes,
we were
yes,
whining, and he was whining and dining me and
yeah,
doing all that stuff. But we also talked, we
yeah.
communicated. He was like, I've never ever experienced this. But he wasn't the only one. Like, I've had a few that have been sexually intimidated.
I wonder if there's
So,
any man on here tonight that have ever been sexually intimidated by a woman. If they have, please let us know.
yes.
Let us know if you can relate to what she's saying.
And I calmed him down. Like the next one that was sexually intimidated, I took his hand. I said, "Baby, it's gonna be okay. Like, I'll walk you through it."
Really? Like, what are you like?
No, right, G.
I think I'm gonna be, if I got in the bedroom with you, I would be
Well,
like,
because I
what are you
understand
doing?
the energy that I give off,
What
and
are
I
you doing?
understand. I
What are you
mean,
doing? What are you doing, Danny? What are you doing? Like, are you like dominatrix?
I was just
I'm not. You
little
gotta understand. So for
person.
me,
Tell me what you're doing.
I
We need the secret.
I just mind fuck
Or
you.
maybe I don't want a secret
My
because I don't want to wait 9 months.
conversations are tantalizing. They
Mm,
spark a space that you haven't been touched before. So when you get with it, when you in my space and you're thinking,
mm,
oh, okay, just hit, and then now we're having conversations and we're conversing about things that I took your mind to planets that you didn't even know existed. that's where the sexual drive comes from.
So you feel like in the bedroom you're more like a teacher?
Okay, so this is before the bedroom. Now I'm a bedroom bully and being
You're
bullied. So this is
bully.
leading
You
up.
are a bedroom bully.
I want us to all understand this is leading up to the
Cue the
room.
music. Cue the motherfucking
Leading
music.
up to the room, not inside the room. Inside the room, we can. There's no training wheels. I'm not petting you on your back, but leading
Really?
up to
Oh,
the room.
okay.
Yes.
Oh wow. So as far as like sexual confidence goes, you've never had like so when it comes to sexual confidence, obviously there's a lot of fears.
With
Um, the opposite of the confidence is that there's a lot of fear.
the insecurities.
People, the insecurities and things like that. So like some like um, fear of judgment, fear of cultural differences. Am I gonna live up to the expectations
Like
and
being
things like that, right?
Jamaican and having a big penis.
Yeah, all that.
I've had that one before.
I haven't either, but let Danny
Wait,
have it. Um,
you haven't heard that that's their game?
I heard they don't eat.
Yeah.
Okay, but hold on. So I
Apparently. Never
okay,
heard
no,
Bill well
the
indulged.
stereotype of for me in my world, Jamaicans are very much known
Mm,
for being well endowed. So when I
okay,
experienced two that wasn't, I just said, okay, well, two that wasn't. Still had fun with them, but
right. So, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, for those people that have these fears, fear, like I said, fear of lack of experience, or like you get with a man, especially when you was younger, and you're like, gosh, I've only been with like one guy before you, and you seem so much more experienced, or am I gonna live up to your expectations of what a good time is gonna be? You don't seem the way you're talking. It doesn't seem as if they're like
I've experienced
you.
that.
You ever went through that? Yes.
I have obviously. I didn't like, there's virginity and then
Uh
there's the like,
uh
oh my God,
uh
I'm
uh. uh.
what?
Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder saw you, bro. We see you. Yeah,
Listen,
Oh,
right.
your
It's big.
homeboy. That should not be on.
listen. But
That's
Sam,
smiley faces. You
But you
choose.
can't come on the live, darling. We can't even risk it. So listen, back to the subject at hand.
I don't
Back
think
to
it
the
makes
subject
a
at hand.
difference. I don't think it makes a difference, to be honest.
So
okay.
to
Cindy,
answer your question, of course I've experienced that. In actuality, I'm always a little timid the first time around, and this is probably why I always give a pass, because if I'm human and I'm feeling this
mhm.
way, then
You're gonna be
you're
feeling that
human. I'm
way
assuming you're
too.
feeling that way as well.
So
Now, once we
on
break the
that,
ice, I want
on
to be
that,
beat up.
I can definitely relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, like say for me, it's almost like saying, listen, sometimes it's okay. I had to get that pressure on out. Let
Right.
me, let me,
Figure it out.
I had to get that off,
Right.
or I need to come back because, so for me, it's like, I'm going to give you a pass if, you could explain what happened.
This girl wants a Hill dissertation every
I
time they
do. I
little
do.
girl.
I do. I remember, I mean, like, because, I don't know. I don't know.
It's a
I,
risk.
I, 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 I just, it is.
Like Danny said, like what gives us the right to put the onus on men? Like they are not responsible for our experience. It's two people, so it takes two people to contribute. You cannot
I
expect one.
mean, I
They
guess
already do
so.
enough work.
I mean, I never had to work for nothing. They say, I'm not working. I'm not,
All right,
I'm just,
braggadocious.
I'm not bragging. You just sat here for 20 minutes talking about how you're a bedroom bully.
She likes
Okay,
to
And
pop
first
I'm
up.
and
Pop
telling
up.
you.
foremost,
Get her, girl.
you was
Get her.
asked.
Right,
I was
right.
asked.
Reminder. Reminder. She loves popping her collar.
Oh,
but
Jesus.
but
But
nevertheless, I
confidence.
can relate, Danny, and
Confidence.
I totally agree. Um, what are some things you guys think people could do for like to build the
Confidence
sexual
building.
confidence? Yeah.
I'm always gonna lean on communication, but that's my jam. Like I'm
Which is
always gonna
probably one of the hardest things
Yes.
for everybody.
yeah, I'm always gonna lead on communication. Okay, so let me say this. I don't know how the experience is for dealing with somebody and not tapping into their mental first. What I mean by that is I know females that are stimulated physically, or so they have to have sex first, and then figure it out. So I don't know that world. The only world I do know is we've explored planets mentally first. So everything else is just letting that energy out between the two of us. I
I
think
mean,
it's I think it's a different experience for women who approach it physically. Like, yeah, I saw a guy, like I've seen beautiful man, handsome man,
right,
gorgeous, but that doesn't mean I want to sleep with you. That doesn't
right.
mean I could be turned on by you. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But if I've had
Yeah.
that conversation, so again, my stimuli is just different. I don't know. I can't speak for the.
Yeah, love is definitely not blind for me. Um, it's definitely about, what I see. Psych.
Wow,
I mean,
Van.
I mean, for the most part, I mean, like, I'm just not gonna, like, like, oh, I'll sit down and talk to him or whatever. And I get that because, like, I've dated some really, really smart men, and I do understand that. I
I feel
can't.
how Danny,
I mean,
like that's my language too. When you have that connection, and when because I'm a sapiosexual, when somebody can get through your brain to get to your vaginal cavity, that shit is real. Like
mm,
it's a whole different level. And I knew personally that when that transpires, the comfort is like an automatic on switch. The comfort just organically, like it comes when you have a connection with somebody, and
mm,
then you get through the brain to eventually get through that bloodstream or get into the lower part of the lower region.
mm,
It's really phenomenal. And you are very comfortable about what you want because there's so much passion and chemistry that's just been built up over time of getting to know each other mentally first, even if it's not a forever thing. Just that
mm.
build up, I think it's more phenomenal when you have a lead up of intellect and just exchanging minds and energies and vibrations and stuff. So
I
once
just
you
love
have
that
that
you brought all the
experience, it's
science to it,
compounded.
girl.
Beg your pardon?
I just love that you brought all the science to it. I was sitting here like, yes, baby,
Yes,
like,
because I'm
yes.
a scientist.
The cavity, yes.
But for real, it's real talk, right?
No,
Ain't that how?
I mean, like,
Absolutely.
I definitely do understand that. I definitely do understand that. I mean, like when Danny's saying it, I'm just like
Of
being like real
course, we
extreme.
also have two ends of the spectrum.
You know,
Mhm.
it's because after the sex, like what are we talking about her? Like you got to be able to hold a conversation and reach me on another level, definitely. Um, I just I just cannot say that that's that's how I approached it
Be honest. It's
at
okay.
first, you know. So for me, it's what you mean? I know it's okay.
It's just let you,
Just let me
it's
get it
just letting
out.
you know she's good with it, right? You're like, girl.
We are
Like
here for it, dude.
I mean, like this is my journey. It is definitely
Right.
okay, and yeah, like I have definitely gone with what I see. Like, nope, this is what I see. This is what I
Now,
want.
that's great too. I have too. Like,
Absolutely,
we're,
absolutely.
that's
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
the
We,
press part a lot of times.
yeah,
But
that's
just it ties in when you have that intellect.
as
That when
well.
that I
So
just think it ties in with being more comfortable.
I understand that too. So what? So when Danny's like, I always tap in with somebody like intellectually, or we've grown with through conversation and stuff like that. Like when I think of, and I'm thinking about younger experiences too. It wasn't always where it was like, I'm gonna take time to get to know you.
Exactly. Yeah, for
You
real.
know what I mean? So it
That
just
part.
didn't. it didn't always happen, but I understand that, Danny. Like, then you say, listen, this time I'm gonna find out what his favorite color is or something.
And a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
time, you do
That
that.
sounded like you just
Work on
wasting all your
the
time. Like, all right, so what you like? Okay, so when can we meet up? Like, all right.
Right. Well, I think, and like I said, I mean, younger experiences were rough. It's just the the men weren't even there mentally with you. You know.
So I think also my disclaimer is I've always dated older men.
Yeah, you have.
I
I
have.
always was too scared to date older men.
And I don't know if it came first, the chicken or the egg. Like I don't know if I wouldn't say if I pursued them or I just had that aura that said, "Hey, I'm at your space."
Mhm.
But I definitely did not get approached often by guys my age.
Right. I always
Mhm.
dated men my age. Not too young,
Danny
Mm-hmm.
and
but never, but
boy.
never. I know, but never. Oh, that's crazy, right? Like I literally, I've told Danny many times, like, as you're older, you do now like older or younger men. Well, I'm married now, and my husband is in my age bracket, so he's only 2 years older. So like that's about as old as I would go. I think I haven't dated any man that's like 4 or 5 years older than me ever.
The oldest for me
I was
has
intimidated by him. I was always intimidated by him. Not because I didn't, I don't know. For me, it was just that lack of confidence. Like, can my young self please them, or are they gonna
really.
be pleased with me? Yeah, like I don't know. It was just like an intimidation. He said, "What about the bedroom bully?"
Please do not be calling me bedroom bully.
She dated older man. She dated older man. So like for
Yeah,
her,
the
it
oldest
the
age
approach was
gap difference or
different.
whatever. I mean, I don't know,
Yeah.
25, 30 years
25.
difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never. Wow. So another way to build up your sexual confidence is through masturbation. Um, Definitely something that I think people should explore more. Um, there's a Hillbation Nation.
Oh, oh. I, you know what? I agree with you. If I go back down memory lane, because I became very much in tuned, even at a higher level, when the guy that I was dating, who was much older than I was, introduced me to toys. And then, I loved myself even more because it was me and the the device. I don't know, and an audience because he was there as well. So I guess I can see that space, that thought process, and because
Yeah.
it's white,
I
No, I said
and
and
because you're not into the.
I agree.
Mm,
yeah. I
Mhm.
have I do follow this girl. Um, it's the Vaginal Liberator. I think that's her name. I'm not too sure. But she actually has this sex journal
hmm
that she created and that she sells. And I think journaling helps a lot with building your sexual confidence too. Um, and the
This one
journal
hasn't worked for
it's
me.
it is no, but I mean, there's I guess when we people that are just more into,
Their
I guess either
emotions,
writing things
their
down. Yeah,
emotions.
it's the same as like having a vision board or whatever the
Yeah,
case may be.
another
Like
shit I
it's a
don't
bit.
do.
Why you say
I
shit
don't
though?
I don't use. I've been journaling since probably 13 years old,
Mm,
and I've got like 50 journals dating back to high school. But
I
mm.
wish I could do
no, I
that.
carry them everywhere. Then a big Tupperware container. I had to lock them because one of my aunt's boyfriends went through my journals, and then it's
That
just
is
been
such
locked.
a
But
It's
I
violation.
wish I
such a
can
it's
do
such
that,
a
Ambika,
Wait, what
because
did
you can
you
it's
do when
actually
he's done that?
see
beg your
you
pardon.
can actually see your
Yeah,
growth. You got what I'm
that's what
saying?
I'm saying. It really is like I see a receipt where my son's dad bought me a VCR, like from the 90s. Like these stuff, I don't remember this
I
shit.
love
I used to remember I had
it.
um fake party, like Soldier One and some other people. We was having this dance. Back then, I think admission was like what, $5 or $10. I'm like, I don't even remember that we did this. So it reminds us, because we're getting older, we're not gonna remember everything. But when you live so much life, stuff's gonna go through the cracks. But I don't remember talking about sex like I want to be bad at this or I want to be bad at that.
Right.
My journal is just like for life stuff and feelings, and you know what I mean. But a lot of people probably do. But
So like pretty much like
like,
maybe
that's
saying
good.
like I want to try this.
Right.
You know, maybe I could ask them this.
Right.
I always say that if you wanna try something new, like how do I start the conversation? Well, don't start by saying, I wish you would do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it should, or maybe you could do this. You know, turn it into you. I would like to do this.
Right.
I would, you know what I mean? But
nice to try this would be fun. But
yeah,
but that's
I want to try this. Don't say, oh, we can try this. Don't say, oh, I wish you could do this, or you never do this. Like, because that's how it comes out sometimes.
But if it was that easy, we wouldn't be talking about it. It sounds so easy, right?
And for me, I have open conversations with my husband.
Beg your pardon?
And I have open conversations with my husband, and he's very Southern boy. So when we first moved to California, and I don't know how much people understand how liberal this place is, but it's extremely liberal. And I knew upon arriving that we may run into like either swingers or people who, want to engage in couples engagement. And so before we even got approached, or before I even got approached, I talked to him. I was like, hey, well, we're in California now, and things get off and popping. Like, what do you think about that? Like, what do you think about that experience? And of course he was like, I don't have time for that conversation. Like, what are you talking about? I mean, we're fresh out of the South, and he is a Southern guy. So that was just like, why are you having this conversation? But I'm actually happy I did, because most of the house parties we attended, I was definitely approached by couples for
really,
like, but not the husbands. It's the wives. And I'm not saying that they are, I don't know what energy I give off. Let me just say this. I absolutely do not understand. I don't know what made them get giddy with it, but they will come and talk like really engage with me. And then, just try to figure out if I'm down for the cause. To your viewers, I have not engaged. Let's just put it, I have not engaged, but it was just something that I hadn't experienced before living down south. And then when I moved to California, it was just like, hey, all these house parties, they just want to be like, you're just really gorgeous. I love your accent. Like, I love everything about you, and this and that. And so I talked to him about the women coming up to me that are married, and then some of the times they are asking me to join them and stuff like that. And I think because I had the conversation previously when we first got out here, he didn't freak out. He was just like, oh, okay, like, oh. But I think if
so
I
you was
didn't,
expecting it, you're saying?
no, I wasn't expecting these conversations. I just knew that California was very free. And so they're free with their sexual liberation. They just are in certain spaces. I'm not saying people are freaks, but there are plenty of people who are very much conservative out here. But overall, you can be more expressive than in other spaces. And so I just had a feeling that it was going to occur. And when you live in these suburbs and they ain't got shit to do, that's what they do.
That's what you do. That's what you do. You vibe.
So my whole point is, I did have that conversation with him, and he freaked out initially, but as time went by and he got to experience like, these house parties and just how people operate, and I had talked him through it, he didn't freak out when I told him about the people reaching out to me and stuff. So it's about communication again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm definitely, I mean, like, I feel like as far as like conversations go, it's not even always so easy, even if you're in a long relationship,
Mm-hmm.
because like we're constantly changing. And so, like, what I liked 10 years ago, like, you're still doing that dumb shit. I don't like that shit
Yeah.
no more. You
Yeah.
know, like, I done evolved. You know, like, you gotta do
Yes.
something. And so having those conversations can be hard, even with your long-term partner, with your
Yes.
husband, with your boyfriend or
Yes.
whatever.
Oh,
So
because
I
of
said,
behavior.
right, you don't want to offend anyone. So it's not even like this is something that only pertains to like when you're in new relationships or in the beginning and stuff. Because the beginning is awkward, you know. Well, I'm not. It's not always
We let a
awkward.
thing, we let a lot of things slide in the beginning.
Yes,
He's
yes,
over.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right.
It's
But
a very
it. Go
experience.
ahead. I'm listening.
Comfortable. I was just saying it's a very sensitive experience. It's a very, vulnerable, very intimate
Mm-hmm.
experience. So there's a high level of discomfort.
Mm-hmm.
Could even be after a few times. It doesn't even always have to be just the first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Like how long it took her friend to get it together.
And the
I
That was
mean,
club.
only the conquerors were built in that time.
It's all about my nine
Yeah.
months, my nine months
yes.
old now.
We had little wars in
But I
that time
can't
and that.
get an award for being nice and nurturing
Absolutely.
and letting him
I
be in
think
his.
that I know I would do the same. I don't know about dance because she's got a high bars up her, but I would.
I
You
mean,
know, give grace to
it's
them.
not even it's not even so much up there.
I'm
People,
messing with you.
I mean, it's not like that. But like, I definitely got 9 months to give, so I don't know where Danny's bar is.
Prior my 20s, but no,
I mean, we were
you got
doing
9
other
hours.
things,
I know
right?
people
5
know,
days.
We were
Danny. We
Doing
dating
know.
that time to
and stuff, and he was treating me like forever, and I knew he could eventually. I just knew that I intimidated him. Now, I'm not saying everybody will get treated like that because
Yeah,
we communicated. Like he was like, I just knew that.
yeah.
That was my track record behind the scenes. I knew I was sexually intimidating, so I
So
knew
like,
I had
see
to.
something like that. Like the only reason why, like, I mean, I understand that you were stimulated in other ways, and maybe 9 months didn't even seem that long for you. Um, I can't imagine doing that for 9 months unless it was something that we actually discussed that we was gonna wait for,
Uh-huh.
because you said that you tried, but then
This is really dissected.
I know.
That's a sis one that
Zelty. So another thing about
is
this
me is I'm not
level.
so
hard
we're
up.
talking
I'm
nine
not
months.
hard up
Don't
on sex.
underestimate nine
9
months.
months is
Like, so
a very long
9
time.
months is a
I
long
think
time. So what I'm saying is
11
like when it
years.
comes to like sexual confidence, like it wouldn't at that point. I literally would think it's me.
Well, it
Mm.
was
Like
her, but
I
It,
would
it
start
would
to
be.
it was her, but
I was
it
right. No, but it was her because like she was intimidating him. So what I'm saying is that I will start to internalize that.
And think
That's
like
why
you're
I
not
know
like you're
that's
physically not
why
worthy.
I know I couldn't do that for 9 months. Like you got me fucked up. Like you don't want it. You don't want me. You don't like I don't even know how you got through that.
that's all you
Like I
have.
just can't
Yeah.
I
And
can't
then I'm not hard up on
comprehend.
sex. I wasn't hard. I've been in long distance relationships. So nine
No,
months for
The
let me just
me.
put it out here that
internalization
I'm
piece. She's
not
talking about
hard
the
up. I'm not
internalizing
hard up.
piece. Like I didn't think of it when how you're saying it. That's a good thought because if a man's coming onto a woman, he's attracted. So it's like, well, god damn.
And
Somebody
I ain't
can
gotta work
literally be
for it. You ain't
attracted to
gotta
you as
work.
soon as you walk into
Right.
a store. Even for women, the attraction is that quick. So you're like, this is almost, like we've been to the almost the hill fracture of COVID. You still can't get it up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you're thinking, Don. It's like, well, god damn.
And I understand
Right. Like,
But she
that
didn't
Dorf is
take
a
it as it, and
very,
that also is, a testament to her level of confidence. Because she's like, it ain't me, not like that.
it's
I'm
not
very.
me. I never had to work for it like that. It's, like,
It was not a
mhm.
job to her.
It's
It was really a compliment.
yeah, thank you.
Boom.
It
Because
was
it
a
would be a compliment to me
compliment.
too. Because like, yeah,
Listen,
I get that.
it's a
But
compliment.
yeah, it's
You literally are you're so frazzled by being in my presence that your normal state
like,
cannot function. What high level is that? So of course I'm sitting here like, and the thing about it, Ambika, you gotta have that mind. You have that mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like you got it and you spun it because
yeah.
yes,
Proper
anybody you can get
color.
anybody up, but can you make an empire fall? You get what I'm saying?
What her? What her? What
What?
her? What her?
Listen, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. And then the next compliments kept on coming because they were like, just, hey, I can. And I'm talking them through it. And the thing about it is, once we got that experience,
You
listen,
can definitely look at it both ways too.
you can look at it both ways,
Because it is both
considering
ways. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the
it's just
perspective,
yeah.
right? I'm not in a rush. I'm enjoying my time. I
yeah,
really want you to love being with me. You don't have to love me, but you love being with me,
yeah,
right? So I'm getting everything. I mean, we're getting out for dinner.
yeah,
We're dating. You're
Not cooking
treating me
that
like I
much.
need to be treated,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then when you get it, you in love. What we gonna do about that?
Daddy,
No,
Daddy.
no, look,
I
Megan.
mean, so,
Listen, I'm
so
just
Danny, so Danny, when you finally did do the do,
I ran. I ran. I'm telling you, it was way what I ran.
He
You
was.
don't
That's why I
understand.
was marinating. He was.
Yo,
By the time he came, he was what 9 months out?
yo.
So
And I'm not
almost
talking
a year
small, you
out.
know.
what
I'm talking
what you
like
talking about? What you talking
I'm
about? What
talking
That's
you
one
talking
like
about?
sister right
I'm
there.
What you talking about?
strong with it. I'm talking
Like
strong with the tongue.
HD,
I'm talking strong with
Well,
the
goddamn.
everything. You understand what
hey,
I'm saying?
like
I didn't miss out on nothing. What's 9 months?
like
Nothing.
African, like
Once was the
just
journal entry. She wants.
I want the deep.
That was a very
I
long,
want the deep.
long,
That was
long
Brunswick was
relationship.
considered for 9 months. That
Well,
was wow
like
strong.
rule
That
alone, like
Wow.
listen. I'm talking about. I'm gonna gasp for air
That's
every
cardiac arrest
time
stuff.
we
Yeah.
go for it. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm
you have to
not.
talk
I'm not.
yourself through it.
Listen, I'm built for tough, so you can't
Mm.
come to me, in a Honda, because I'm a swallow. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
He can't
yes,
Listen.
something.
yes.
So waiting 9 months ain't nothing to the amount of pleasure that I experienced years later, like after
And
that.
even what?
And we're just talking about the intimate side.
Mm.
He
Mm.
was still tapping in, taking care of me.
No, no, I can't. I mean, like,
Love
I
her.
understand that. I
Without having
understand
to
that, Danny.
give it up. That's a win-win.
I guess.
Listen, and Vika, listen, you on level
That's a
today. I
win-win.
ain't gotta say it. I didn't give up anything. I'm getting taken care of, and then also his compliment to me by having these issues. Once I get it,
Makes
now I'm getting pleasured.
So, like,
his name is
even
a
though,
please
okay, so
to you.
wait, so like for the 9 months, you didn't actually have intercourse, but
Uh-huh.
did you do like oral sex or things like
I
that?
mean, of course, he did that.
Right,
You know
right. I
what I
mean,
mean?
okay,
That's not
fine
even
then. I
cheating,
can.
dude.
No, no,
Especially
no,
if it's
no,
got a good heel.
no. That's not
Like
cheating.
that's
No,
a
no,
little
that's not
cheating.
cheating.
It's
That's not
definitely
cheating. That's
cheating.
It's
not
not
cheating.
cheap.
Cheating ain't
No,
eating ain't
no,
cheating.
it's cheating it's not cheating if it was back. It's not cheating, but if it wasn't back,
Oh, it
then that,
wasn't.
that's my
Listen to
point. So
me.
you got something.
Listen.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
You see
definitely
what
did.
I'm
you didn't
saying?
have to
And
go
what
ahead
am
and tell
I
us this
giving
shit at
up?
9:51.
Let's
No,
do the math.
he
Let's
said,
do
"Is
the
that your
math.
husband now?" Ooh,
Who said
Yeah.
that?
he said,
Who's
"Is
that
that your
messy?
husband?"
Friend.
Listen,
He is
tennis coach
messy.
BDA, just purchase a dress, okay? Just go ahead and
Tennis
purchase a
coach.
dress.
That's
We
right. She is selling it.
we ain't gotta hear nothing else about who it was and who it isn't. You trying to get me divorced. So anyway, let's stay focused. Let's stay on the so
But that's how you want to be talking to, Danny.
So listen
This is
to me. Listen to me.
this the tennis
What did
coach right here.
What did I have to lose? I gained every way possible. What did I lose?
You sure
Not
did.
a naira.
But I
Nothing.
really
Sure did.
thought I didn't realize you guys had, engaged in oral pleasure.
I didn't lose not a smidgen.
Mm.
I'm gaining in every way. Every month, this man's working even harder to prove.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
I
Have
mean,
you
I
ever had
understand
anybody
it.
work
I'm
for
just
you?
not.
That shit feels glorious.
Yeah, but it was old school sex too. Like,
I'm just
I
saying.
have. Yeah, I have. But we
I'm
ain't
just
waiting
saying.
them 9 months.
I got on a straight interview just now. Good God Almighty.
Yeah, you took
Any more
oh,
questions? Any
you
more
took this one.
questions? I'm just saying. I mean,
I say, so tell us about a time that you've actually been intimidated in the bedroom. Has there ever been a time? You ain't always been the bedroom bully, so just stop.
intimidated.
See,
See
never.
how she acts?
See, never.
She's just gonna be like, I don't even think that
Take one
it's
for
ever been.
the course. Take one for the team. Just say yes, even if it's new.
What? I don't even. And you know what?
What's
And you know I can talk this shit because I'm here by myself, right? But
Talk that shit,
there
boo.
has not. There has. Okay. Okay. Let me say this. I had an experience
Mm.
where it was
Mm.
too big. I don't know if that's intimidating, or you know what I mean. But
Or
it
or fear.
was. It was
no? That's
just. It
big.
was ridiculously too big. Like where you going to
So wait,
that?
9 months was 9 months
Right,
was
and I've been bigger.
Valentine.
You see what I'm saying? So if we want to go there, I've definitely
How are
been
you?
privileged.
How are you picking these men out? Is there some
girl, girl,
for the people in the
You
back?
know what? Let me tell you this. I attract
ain't no
alphas.
cock fuck.
I
Stop.
attract alphas, and that is a good and bad. I attract alphas. So I don't come out, and even though I have the confidence that you guys experience, I'm not back in the day in the streets, you know, putting myself out there, like big bad. I don't do that. I'm a humble as it can be. But alphas, they can smell meat. They smell that good prime meat,
Mm,
right? So
mm. You
when
heard
they
this,
see
Anissa?
something,
I heard it, girl.
when they see something confident, they want to conquer. That's
Mm.
it. I don't even know if it's more of like this is my observations over years. When they see something confident, they want to conquer it.
Mm.
These men just happen to be conquerors of the bedroom, or
They
shall I
do.
say, conquerors of the cock.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
China.
Of the vagina.
Whichever
Yeah.
one, they have the conquering stuff.
Yeah.
But in any event, yeah, I'm not. I
You don't know how
actually,
you
let me.
picked them out.
You
You
want
just
to?
locked
Okay, you
out.
know why I don't have confidence?
Where?
Let me tell you why I don't have
Tell
confidence.
us. No, tell us.
If I'm
'Cause
in,
no, tell
if
us.
like I'm in a club or something like that, and I see a really, really attractive man, I
Yeah.
don't feel like I don't approach. I don't be like I don't approach, and
So
I'm
what you
not saying.
saying?
And I
What you do?
use the
What's your
term
game?
no.
What's your game?
What's my game?
What's your
I
game?
just be there. I
That's
just
it.
be there.
That's
That I
it.
just
That's so for me
listen.
then.
First and foremost,
We talked
beautiful
about this.
people are so stuck on themselves they don't even see anything below them. So I don't even deal with the ultra, you know, beautiful man because most times they are probably really bad people, honestly, in relationships and everything, because they don't have to work for it. They just don't. And everyone has a different
There,
experience
there
in
is
what
such
beauty is.
thing. There is such thing as pretty privilege. Yes.
Yes, there
Hmm.
is, right? Um, but for the most part, when I'm thinking or if I'm in an environment, I don't approach. If you approach me, then we're gonna have a conversation. But so the confidence thing, I would say when I was younger, I had no confidence in myself in my physical appearance.
Okay.
For me, it was very hard
When you think
growing up.
that changed?
When did it change?
Yeah, like around what age you think that changed for you?
And this is so funny. It changed when I left Bermuda. Well, I'm lying. It started changing when I
Yeah.
started making money in Bermuda
Mm.
because I was able to transform myself, right?
Mm.
And let me tell you this, and this is take it how you want to, but I've lived about a couple of different lives. Unattractive life, the fat life, the skinny life, and the somewhat attractive life. And each of these experiences are just amazing to me. I'm a person who observes all my environments, right? One time in this bitch.
Girl, boy.
Listen, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post a motherfucking picture on Instagram so you all can see.
Honestly, but
yes, I was skinny. I was so skinny that I was in a club in Greensboro.
I remember.
And I got moved because I was so tiny. Because I used to run a lot. I ran all the time. CrossFit.
She comes from a track family.
Right. So
they
long distance.
Run track. They all run track.
So I ran long distance for I didn't have all of this when I was running. But in any event,
Dennis always had body out of days.
Listen, you know what's funny? When I lived in Bermuda in my unattractive stage, everybody loved me. Hey, Danny. I'm talking about, let's talk about attractive women. Everybody was my friend. You know why? I wasn't a threat. No, I didn't know these terms. I'm just short. I'm actually fast tracking us. So it may sound a little bit less humble, but we ain't got time. So when in my unattractive state, everybody was friendly with me. All the it girls.
They loved you.
Oh my gosh. One year I came back to Bermuda. I'm still Danny. I'm still me. I'm still goofy, funny. What's going on, baby? I give everybody love. Yeah. And the looks that I got. And I was like, oh my God, well, what happened? I'm like waving and blowing kisses and hi, everyone. But what I hadn't realized is I had transformed into a so-called issue. I don't call it a threat, but an issue. You know what I mean? Something that they can see and not like.
Yeah. And the hate is real, as they say.
But I never experienced that before. Right. So I actually took that bad.
The hate is real. And definitely, I mean, like I can understand what you're saying. And some people like you as long as they're doing better than you.
Yes, but it hurt me. It was something that I had never experienced. But then I had to say, okay, well, this is what you guys have been experiencing all your time. I've never experienced that. I've never experienced people not speaking to me just, I'm a female, you're a female, let's just be friends. Hey, I'm still the same person. Yeah, so, I've lived in different spaces. So the confidence space for me has been evolving, but I would say money brings confidence. And when I mean money, I'm not talking about being rich people. I'm just saying being able to take care of yourself brings confidence. And that was for me. So if I'm walking in a space of confidence when it comes to engaging with man, my standard and the ones that approach me has gotten a little higher, and things are a lot better because I have that confidence. But in the bedroom, I think it's always been there. Sorry,
it's always been there.
It just has. Once we got past the initials, yeah, I don't really. Well, I'm on a mission when I'm in there. No, you're not. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to prove why you love me. I'm just being honest. So that's back to the starfish. I could never be a starfish. I'm on a mission. You gonna love me.
You're on a mission.
I'm on a mission.
What if they don't love you but just want to please you?
No, don't get it twisted. I'm talking about love like, oh, then I'll be I'm talking about you love this motherfucking shit.
Yeah.
It is on your mind.
Right.
That's
what
I'm talking about.
She is selling you.
I'm a people pleaser. Let's do this. What we waiting for? Mm. But that's just me.
I feel you, boo.
You over there processing.
Well, because I just feel like I'm not taking. I mean, I know Danielle. I know Danielle. So like this, none of this is like this is Danielle, right? I'm just thinking. Danielle, the way Danielle talks about herself in the bedroom, I personally can't relate, and I am definitely not. I wouldn't consider myself no bedroom bully. I know, right? But
Or
here's the
getting bullied.
thing.
Let's throw that out
But
there.
here's the thing. I feel like, I could go blow for blow the same way, but without
Bully.
and just approaching it just so different. Almost like the way Danielle says it, you would think Danielle is in there ripping the shit out of her man. Whereas I am definitely a lot more submissive. And
I'm
so
submissive too. But I like.
no. This is what I am processing.
Okay.
So and I feel like my submissive approach does not lack confidence there.
Right. No, of course not.
But the thing is, I'm always scared to. I think you would scare me.
So we're gonna go full circle and let me say this: I don't talk like this on a regular and not with man. So I want to put that disclaimer out there because
what's the disclaimer?
I don't talk like what you're perceiving. I don't do all that talking.
Right.
I don't like women who.
Right.
I don't like women who want to grow.
He talk a good
Yeah, and challenge and wait till we do this. I ain't got to do all of that. But
you show up. You show up.
The thing about it is, again, we've already had conversations. I've already gotten in here.
Yeah.
So
put it down, Mrs.
everything
Brown.
else is just gonna right. I'm gonna take you to the planets and back.
Down,
but I'm not doing it alone. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a connector.
Yeah.
So, but I really want to throw that disclaimer out here, and I need you to clip this shit when you do it, Dancy. Yeah. I ain't talking a lot. I don't need to sell myself. No. You understand?
If they leave with anything tonight, they need to know that she is not a starfish.
No, they need to leave with I don't talk a lot.
Right, it's been a whole show. That took like about 40 minutes, just the starfish analogy, yeah.
That's bringing it
right there.
In full circle.
That's all. I'm just letting it be known that I'm expressing it with you guys and our audience.
Yeah.
But when I'm meeting a person of the opposite sex, we're just talking about life. Yeah. He's just feeling that aura, that energy. Mm. And he already in his mind understands if I could take his mind somewhere, imagine what I can do with his private parts. You get what I'm saying? That's what he's thinking as we're talking. Yeah. I know this. This is simple math for me, simple puzzle. But I'm
join us next week. Definitely join us next week as Danielle actually gives us a detailed experience of.
Well, I mean, if you're good, talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
No, because also alphas don't like talkers either. No. They're not into all that.
Absolutely not. This is a safe space, girl.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we got the disclaimers out there. And Dante, don't you be clipping me with all the ratchet talking I'm talking about and leaving all my disclaimers. You make that one be the first one.
I'm gonna make sure I put it in your disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I'm just here for the conversation. That's it.
Listen, I love it. And so as we wrap it up, what tips you have for this that may be a little less confident in the bedroom? Like, what tips can you give them?
It's okay. Just turn the lights off. Like, what are we doing?
Girl, that's what you came back with?
After all of
No,
that,
you've been running your beat the whole goddamn time, and now when it comes to giving somebody else something to have a great
It's okay.
time, that's your
Turn
one.
it like so.
That's
Don't
your
even
one
worry
line.
about it.
That you can come up with.
It's just you and him.
like, you know
It,
what?
No, I need a
Now,
I need a
you know
rematch.
what? Let's turn the fucking lights
That's
on.
deep,
That's
Jeremy. That's deep coming
hilarious.
from
you're
you.
putting too much in stock in this. So turn lights over, just you and him. Ain't nobody filming. He already got you to the room, so clearly, and not just him, because I don't want him. I don't want men to earn our pleasure. Also, guys who may be
Uh,
dealing with, you know what I
night
mean, who
tennis
may be
tapes.
dealing with that, just go ahead and be confident with yourself. She already got you to the room, so thug it out. Make her scream. Make her know your name. That's it. Ain't nothing to
Beaks, you got
but
any
to do it.
tips? You got any tips, Beaks?
The communication, and Danny and I agreed that we know our style is the connection. You know what I'm saying? Like that plays a large part, in my opinion, a very large part, to being able to ask for what you want and also give. Because it's not even always about asking. I think that a lot of pleasure also comes from a woman, especially for women, because a lot of times guys tend to lead. But when a woman's leading, I think that's really sexy for guys too.
It
You know what I mean? Like you
is.
come inside and I'm taking your clothes off now.
Yes.
Like shirts off, and I'm here for all of that smoke.
Over,
Guys
Listen.
wanted, like
over.
seriously. Yeah, like you're not even hitting the bedroom door and I'm unbuttoning something.
Listen.
Something's
Yeah,
hitting the floor, belt buckle, something. That's what it's all about. That's the fun of it. That's the freedom of
yeah,
it. You know what I mean? Because yeah,
absolutely.
like if it's such a great experience, why not maximize it? And
Yeah.
I just think that as you get older, your inhibitions should, like, you should be able to loosen up because that shit's not gonna work for you.
Yeah.
So
I
you,
mean, listen, you're
the
not
people you
everybody's cup of tea, but there's always someone to take a sip.
well, yeah, but you'll give me somebody's shot of Hennessy too.
Oh,
So
shut
run with
of Hennessy, as she was. I'm not
it.
everybody's cup of tea, but I am somebody's shot of Hennessy. But there's always somebody to take a sip. So, like, hey, if he's not the one, he's not the one. But if you're in a relationship or whatever, I guess communication definitely. I mean, like that's a given, right? That's definitely a given.
Yeah.
I would
And
say communicate even before you get into relationships. Some of our situationships or just encounters turn into relationships. So if you start off by not communicating what you
It
want,
makes it more difficult.
then you're gonna end up cheating. Like you're just gonna be looking, always being trying to figure it out. So I would say start with communication. If you can't communicate with that person you're sleeping with, why are you sleeping with them?
the dick is sometimes
Listen, this bitch is a yes, Dante,
it
I
is that
agree.
is I mean, it's just, yeah, I mean, it's a great question, but I'm just thinking of like reality. The reality is
Mm.
this, you know,
People settle a lot.
people settle a lot.
So,
Yeah, like
and then comes the communication part. A lot of people settle because they don't want to say anything or they don't want to ruffle feathers. You know what I mean?
So have you guys ever experienced one night stands?
Yeah.
um yeah, I did. I did. It was yeah, I did.
I'm not trying to
It was awful. It was awful. It was, it was just awful.
So
I hated it.
I've always like because I know people have experienced that and I've heard their stories. So I would always go into something and be like, okay, I'm gonna try this experience of a one night stand, and they always turn into relationships. I swear to God.
You knew it.
I'm dead serious. It has nothing to do with the intimacy of the penetration. It's literally, I'm a very nice
So
person.
you intended for it to be a one night
I
stand, but
did.
apparently they always come back. Is that what you're saying? Like you got
Yes.
so you got boomerang pussy.
Because I wanted to try it because everybody was like having stories, and I was like, I need a story. Like I have this friend who has a story of being fingered on the train, like just from a random guy. Like that's a wild ass story.
Yeah.
Now I've topped her story, but I ain't talking about it. So
Mm. So you
people
never. So
have.
you're saying you never
I've
had a one night stand.
never had a one night stand.
Well,
I
give
just
the story story, but just like, just saying it for a friend. Run that.
Let me tell you something.
Give the story, but throw it on us when we least expect. And just be like,
okay, I'll listen, because as God is my witness, Jesus married Joseph and Jane.
It sounds real good. I want to hear it.
A lot of my stories are good, but they cannot be televised. People always ask me to write a book, but I ain't nobody incriminating. I'm old school. No
so
paper
you're not
trails.
going to tell the story then? So you're not going to tell that story?
Well, old school and no paper trails, but you got to give us something to work with now after you brought it up. This is what
he had a very good birthday. I'll put it that one. Listen, I really, really, absolutely, unequivocally cannot lay that story right now.
Okay.
But I topped hers.
But you what?
I topped her story. And this is why I don't like collecting stories from my friends, because then I feel like I'm in competition to do a better story.
I know, and I will leave you to dust.
You think that, Nancy?
Dust to you, bitches. I'm gonna leave you. Yeah.
Right. So no stories, my friends. I'm glad all my friends have retired.
As the sub.
Retired from the game, because the stories they used to tell me, I was like, that ain't nothing. Watch this.
That ain't nothing.
Nothing to do but to do it. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, then I guess that's what it is with sexual confidence.
Yes. I'm glad everyone has it on the call.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Anybody's got any questions?
I don't think so. We've been yapping, but I'm pretty sure your DMs will blow up as they do. As they do.
Yes, they do. It's been a pleasure tonight.
It has, ladies. Thank you.
It has been light. It has been funny. And I am so appreciative of y'all being here. Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank everybody that joined us.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
Yeah. And join us next.
We'll catch you guys next time. Yes.
Absolutely. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Night.
Night.